Good morning from the peaceful shores here on PHANG Bay at PHANG, and welcome to TNT. Guess who's got their free merch? I'll tell you some good news about 5-Star Marine in just a moment. But whilst the weather is really nice here at the moment, there's still lots of problems up in northern Thailand, and we'll share some of that information with you. Also, the baht continues to rise in value against the US dollar. I know we keep on talking about this, but it's now starting to cause quite a few problems. So we'll dive into that during the program as well. So it was great to see Sean yesterday and the rest of the team at 5-Star Marine. Good heavens, quite a lot of growth there in the probably 9 or 10 months since I've been to their offices at crocodile in Phuket. But the good news is 5-Star Marine signed up again with TNT, so we're partnering and we've got a lot of quite exciting things ahead and some very interesting news from 5-Star Marine, not necessarily involving boats, although I will be going out on some of their boats in the near future, so I look forward to taking you along on those journeys. All part of launching the new channel as well. So we'll have our news channel and then we'll have sort of everything else. And that everything else will probably include a return of grumpy old men in a slightly modified form. Anyway, plenty happening. Beautiful sunny day, as you could see here in PHANG, and a good day for a lot of Thais yesterday when they started getting the start of that 10,000 baht handout. We go to the BangkokPost.com. Thailand kicks off first phase of digital wallet scheme. The government yesterday launched the first phase of its flagship $14 billion stimulus handout scheme, which will eventually see an estimated 45 million people receive 10,000 baht each, saying it will spark economic activity. And the initial phase will see 10,000 baht distributed in cash to 14.5 million welfare card holders and disabled people. The Prime Minister yesterday said cash will be put into the hands of Thais and create a tornado of spending. And this is all part of the original plan proposed by the Per-Thai Party as the centrepiece of its economic stimulus policy. The Prime Minister said there will be more stimulus measures and will move forward with the digital wallet policy. The scheme's been criticised by economists, including 2 former Bank of Thailand governors, as fiscally irresponsible. The government rejects that, but has struggled to find sources of funding. And Khalsot English on their Facebook page saying this economic stimulus program has shifted its approach from the digital wallet project, which is still not operational, to direct transfers to the bank accounts of needy groups. So if you add all the delays and the discussions and the back and forth about this 10,000 baht handout to some 45 million Thais, and you see that they're now starting to put money directly into the bank accounts in this phase 1, you sort of might get the idea that they've got a problem working out the technology for the digital wallet system. Technology and the Thai government never seem to work terribly well together. All right, to the flooding, and there has been some more, sadly, major flooding up in Chiang Mai. There was a warning yesterday that some of the rivers were about to overflow. That indeed has happened. Once again, we go to Khalsot English. Among those affected yesterday by flash floods from the Ping River in Chiang Mai City are about 1,000 family members of police officers at the Regional 5 police flat. And they had to be evacuated. The PHATIAnews.com reporting ongoing floods impact 35 provinces. And this is all from the PR department at the Government of Thailand reprinted. So there's been flooding across 35 provinces, affecting some 175,000 households. It's impacted 189 districts, 833 sub-districts, and 4,283 villages. As of, that's yesterday, the death toll stands at 49, 26 people killed in flood-related incidents, 23 in landslides. Additionally, 28 people have been injured. The worst-hit provinces include Chiang Rai, Chiang Mai, Lampang, Phayao and Sukhothai. And in Chiang Mai yesterday, the Ping River overflowed following heavy rains, flooding parts of the Chiang Mai municipality, where flash floods and landslides in the Mae Rim district have affected over 1,000 households. Authorities are focusing their efforts on draining floodwaters, helping residents protecting their belongings. And similar challenges are being faced in Lampang, where the Wang River overflowed, affecting 11 districts and leading to 3 deaths. In Lamphun, 5 districts remain flooded, though no casualties have been reported. And they're grappling with flood conditions in Praia, Phetchabun and Phitsanulok, where riverbanks have overflowed but remain stable. In Nong Khai, this is in northeast Thailand, the overflown Mekong River affected more than 7,000 households, although the water levels have since receded. Udon Thani and Khon Kaen also experienced flash floods, with authorities working to assist affected residents. In Ayutthaya, water released from the Chao Phraya Dam has flooded 6 districts, impacting nearly 7,000 households. We go to nationthailand.com. Crocodile farm owner reveals devastating decision to cull breeding stock. Heavy rains have caused significant damage to the earthen walls of the farm's wells, creating a dangerous situation for the crocodiles. And the owner said, "This was a devastating decision, but I had to prioritise the safety of everyone involved. I consulted with my family and friends. We all agreed that culling the breeding stock was the most responsible course of action." The affected crocodiles were breeders, many of whom had been part of the farm for 17 years. The decision to cull them was particularly difficult given their long history and the emotional attachment the owner had with them. He explained the large size and aggressive nature of the breeding crocodiles made them particularly challenging to manage during the flooding. Good Lord, it looks like a scene out of Jurassic Park. They're very, very big crocodiles. And just a note from Cowsod English saying that the Lana 3 hospital in Chiang Mai City is now under flood water. So a bit of a snapshot about what's happening up there in specifically Chiang Mai and the surrounding areas at the moment. The flood situation in Thailand still quite critical for a lot of people in some areas. And if you are heading up to the north or the northeast of Thailand at the moment, once again, I'd recommend you just check the current situation and make sure that you're ready just in case you do run into any flooded areas. Now, another thing affecting Thailand, probably more than a lot of people would like to admit, is this rising baht against the US dollar. It's now got to a situation where it's not just a bit of a blip on the radar, but it's become a trend. Thai PBS World is reporting economists and exporters agree strong baht harms the Thai economy. The strong Thai baht against the US dollar does more harm than good to the Thai economy, according to the opinions of 3 economists and rice exporters. Now, as we've shown in other programs, it's not just the US dollar. The Thai baht's been increasing in value against a lot of currencies, including some of the regional currencies, especially for some reason the Singapore dollar. The chief of the data and analytics group of the TMB Thanachart Bank says the strengthening of the Thai baht against other currencies makes both exports from Thailand and tourist visits to Thailand more expensive. The advantage is that importing oil costs Thailand less, but down the bottom he notes that Thailand loses more than it gains from a stronger currency. He predicted that the Thai baht will continue to strengthen to below 32 baht to the US dollar. An executive vice president and chief of research at the CIMB Thai Bank says the situation is exacerbated by the weakening of the US dollar and the inflow of capital into the emerging markets, such as Thailand and Malaysia. He pointed out that a signal from the Bank of Thailand that it will not cut the base rate, that's the interest rate, is attracting capital flow into the Thai bond market. And this is bolstered by increasing foreign investor confidence in Thailand, due in part to the government's economic stimulus measures. And Thailand's position as a major gold trading hub is also a contributing factor in the strengthening baht, and a research executive at Casacorn Research Centre says it's likely the Thai baht will fluctuate between 32.5 and 32.1 baht against the greenback, that's the US dollar, in the short term. And checking with xe.com, and today the rate 32.7 Thai baht to the US dollar, and that trend quite obvious. That chart is over 1 year. Now, this chart is over 2 years, and the Thai Baht currently at the same rate it was back in February 2023. That information from xe.com if you do want to check your currency against the Thai Baht or any currency versus any other currency. That's a good place to do it. By the way, that's the letters xe.com, not some sort of strange sort of spelling. Now, an article that's been posted on the Pattaya News would be of great interest to US citizens. The US Embassy and Consulate General Thailand announces changes to US visa services effective from September the 28th. Now, of course, not all my viewers are from the United States, so it is actually quite a long, confusing and convoluted article, but if you do need to use the services of the US Embassy or their visa office, I'd urge you to go to that article in thepattaya.com. Right, let's have a talk about the aviation sector in Thailand briefly. Interesting situation with Thailand allowing foreign pilots on domestic aircraft. The article penned by Andrew Curran from CH-Aviation, and the Thai authorities will allow foreign pilots to fly domestic routes using wet-leased aircraft. The policy shift, which still requires a final tick-off, is a response to requirements from lessors that their pilots operate the aircraft as per the terms of a regular wet lease agreement. So a wet lease, not only do you lease the aircraft, but you get probably all the maintenance, the other pilots, and I assume the flight attendants as well. A spokesperson for Thai Viet Jet Air said this is the lessor's condition that leases should include their pilots. The ministry is preparing to allow permission on a temporary basis for this airline. But he says future requests to use foreign pilots would be considered on a case-by-case basis. Foreign pilots are already allowed to fly international sectors in and out of Thailand. Obviously, but there is a bit of pushback from local pilots who don't like these wet leases and the idea of having foreign pilots doing domestic routes here in Thailand. We'll keep an eye on that. Thanks for watching today. Hopefully you're a bit more up to date with things happening around Thailand, acknowledging 5-Star Marine at 5starmarinephuket.com. Also, Beach House Thailand, 5 properties now. There's a link in the description. Also, a new website, which we'll be launching in the next couple of weeks. Thanks for watching today. And what is it? Thursday. We'll see you Friday.